Hi, my name is Emma Knapp, and this is our group service learning project. So throughout this presentation, the other members of my group will be sharing their experiences with the organizations that they have volunteered and worked with this semester. So my service was Arnold Community Learning Center, and this was a program in which I worked in the after-school programs or in clubs for the kids. So I worked in homework club and the cooking club. So my goals for this semester was stress management, time management, and responding with empathy. I think I met these goals and succeeded in them, and that the stress management goal, I was able to kind of keep track of my hours and my schedule and make sure that I was meeting my hours efficiently and not having them pile up and having to do a lot towards the end of the semester and then getting stressed out. For time management, this kind of went with the stress management goal, and that by creating to-do lists and schedules, I was able to see each day what I had going on, and the days that I needed to volunteer, I knew what time I had to be there, how much time it would take up, and kind of built my schedule around that. For responding with empathy, I think this was a crucial goal for this organization and my service because I was interacting with children and communicating with them, and I believe that it was met as well. One experience was I had a child who was frustrated in the cooking club. She couldn't get her tortilla to cut, and it kind of wasn't working out, and she was just getting really frustrated. And I kind of had to have her take a step back and tell her about my experiences and how I started cooking and how no one is perfect at cooking, but as long as it tastes good, it's great. And so I was able to kind of share my experiences with her, and it made her be more relaxed. And so then when she got back to it, it was more about just like learning how to do it or learning how to use a tool, and learning what she was doing and not trying to be a perfectionist. And so I think my empathy helped in that. For contributions to the organization, for Homework Club, I really helped get the homework done with the kids in a timely manner. They only have a short amount of time to get their homework done, and sometimes they had a lot. The most important thing was helping them stay on track and on task. With the cooking club, the kids really needed to be safe and learn the importance of food safety and health safety and cross-contamination and how to handle a knife. And so it helped with extra volunteers and hands and eyes there to help those kids learn those things and make sure they're being safe. I also helped the professionals and club leaders by being organized and kind of going with the flow, and whatever they needed me to do, I was those extra hands. I think this experience was very rewarding and my time was well spent, and it has definitely sparked an volunteering bug and working with children in me that I think I will continue in the future. So it's been a great semester. Thanks.
My name is Ashley Myers, and the agency that I volunteered for this semester is the Clyde Malone Community Center. At the Malone Center, their mission is to honor and strengthen the African American community in Lincoln by serving as a cornerstone for educational, cultural, and advocacy programs for all people. My goals for my service were to work on my time management, stress management, and leadership qualities. I improved on my time management by keeping a planner and not letting myself fall behind in my schoolwork. And this also helped me improve on my stress management because it helped me plan ahead and to not leave all my work until the last minute. I think that I improved on my leadership qualities a lot this semester as well. I became a role model for the kids that I worked with at the Malone Center, and that really encouraged me to set higher standards for myself and to work harder, which I think are both qualities of a leader. I think that I made a lot of contributions to the Malone Center. Some of the employees told me that they're always looking for extra help, and so they really appreciate the volunteers there. During my volunteering, I helped out with the writing club, I helped the kids with their homework, and I just made sure the daily routines ran smoothly. Overall, I had a very positive experience volunteering at the Malone Center. Besides helping me improve on my goals that I set for myself, I think it also helped me improve on the skills we learned in class, such as communication skills, listening skills, and empathy. And one story that I'll share about how I improved on my empathy skills is when I was helping one of the girls with her math homework. And She was frustrated by the problem and was just ready to quit the assignment. And I responded to her frustration by saying, math is a tough subject for me too, so I know why you're having a hard time. So, in that way, I responded with positive, nonverbal behavior and I acknowledged her feelings towards the situation. I then helped her by paraphrasing the question and making it more relatable to her. And after doing all that, she was able to solve the problem. So that was kind of a win for both of us. So, like I said, overall, I had a really good experience and I learned a lot about myself from working with the kids at the Malone Center, and I hope they learned something from me as well. I really enjoy volunteering, and it's definitely something I see myself doing in the future and something that I will continue to do.
Hi, my name is Brad Newmer, and I did my service learning project at the YMCA. My goals going in were just to help out the community and to see what the YMCA actually does. After most of my hours, I still have a few left before the end of the semester. I think I have a better understanding of that. What I did mostly was just clean. I didn't really get to interact with many people, but when I did, it was interesting to hear what they had to say and what they did. An experience that I would like to share would be when I got talking to a worker and what she actually did, and she was the person who was focused on making sure that the machines were safe and that everything was clean and sanitary. We ended up talking for about a half an hour, which was funny because I did not expect that, and it really showed me how much she cared and how much she actually got to talk to everybody who came in to work out or to run or to go swimming at the pool. She really had a connection with a bunch of different people who attended the YMCA, and I think that was cool that you eventually build a connection with people at the place where you work that just come in and don't actually work with you. That was all I had to say about my service learning project. Thanks.
I'm Eric, and I worked with the after-school program at Calvert Rec Center for my project. So going into the project, I had the goals of better time management and organization, developing more diverse communication skills, and developing more diverse leadership skills. I chose these because I knew working with kids was going to be a unique challenge and something different than I've ever done personally. So overall, I feel like I had a great experience. I learned that having that many kids in that sort of situation, where they're in groups and they've been sitting in school all day and wait for their parents to get there, can kind of be hard to control that and to keep everybody engaged. But they do a good job of keeping the activities fresh. They split the groups up into age groups. So I personally worked with the red group, which is 9 to 10-year-olds, for my time, and working with one single group instead of rotating through all 100 plus kids was a suggestion that my supervisor made to me at the beginning of the project, because he said he'd be able to give me the opportunity to be able to get to know the kids better, whereas I was able to learn all their names, they all knew my name, and really I was able to connect with a few individual kids a little deeper as well. So that was nice, and I feel like that method yielded a good result for me. I think that I was able to make a good contribution to the center while I was there. Hopefully it was a good break and good switch up for the group leaders that actually worked there. And I think it was nice too for the kids to be able to interact with somebody else, and hopefully I was a good role model for them. But yeah, overall it was a great experience, and the program itself helped me reach the goals that I set out to achieve. So.
Hi, my name is Avery Sass, and I did my volunteering at Belmont Rec Center. And so basically, it's just a couple minutes away from my house, and it's basically an after-school program in the building that's connected to Belmont Elementary. And so the grades are split up into groups. K1 are together, 2 and 3, and then 4 and 5, fifth grade. So, and there's one staff person for each of those groups. And so basically, I'll just explain what I kind of did there. I would go, and then the staff would just let me know which group needed more help, and so I'd work with that group for that day. And so basically I helped with, after like the just like gym and playground games, just being like an extra authority, helping supervise the games and everything, and playing with the kids too. And then helping with snack time. They usually got milk and then some kind of crackers or cookies or something, and then homework time, and then depending on like which grade level, the kindergartners really didn't have homework. So we would do like coloring or games or anything like that. So yeah, that's what I did at Belmont. And some of my goals that I had going into volunteering after we kind of went through some of the material in our book for ALEC was active listening. That was one of my goals, is to be an active listener and just get better at that. Organized so that I could keep everything straight, because it's hard being an involved college student, and then volunteering too. I wanted to give as much energy as I could to volunteering, and just be able to be a positive impact instead of just kind of sloughing it off and not really giving it very much energy or time. But I felt like I was able to do both of those things. And then conflict resolution was my other goal besides active listening and organization. And I definitely think that volunteering here really kind of tested that, just because kids would be telling me about their day or their opinions, or just tell me stories of what happened that day. And kind of, I don't know, even sometimes when they would get in trouble for cheating during a game or something, they'd go sit and cry on the sidelines, and I would go and try to talk to them. But I noticed that, like, most of them don't really like to be told what to do, and so I would kind of just ask them questions around that would bring them back to, like, understanding, oh, that is what I did wrong, or, like, this is what I could do instead, and instead of, so that they kind of felt like I wasn't telling them what to do. But yeah, those were my 3 goals, and I felt like volunteering at Belmont really strengthened those characteristics that I think I've started to build a lot more on since starting ALEC and kind of figuring out what those, what like active listening even means and stuff. And so, yeah, I felt like I was able to accomplish those things, and so that was exciting. I felt like I contributed to Belmont in that I was another supervisor and authority, just another body really there. I think really any kind of volunteering you're doing, they can always use help somewhere. They can always use another person to be helping, and so I know that definitely contributed, and that really helped them when, I mean, sometimes a staff person, if they needed to take a kid to the nurse or the office or anything, I was able to stay there and be there and kind of watch over the kids and kind of just be the supervisor while they were gone. And so I feel like that helped them a lot, and really even just like when they're there, just being another authority for the kids to listen to and just kind of tell them to quiet down and stuff, especially when they're so energetic right after school. And so that's basically why we do the gym time and playground time first, depending on the weather, because right after school they have tons of energy. So yeah, just being able to be a person helping them out. And then another contribution I felt was keeping a positive environment. I feel like I'm a pretty friendly person, and so and I've also had a lot of experience with kids, and so I'm used to kids kind of just calling you out and just saying blunt things. And I think sometimes adults can be bothered by that because it's not ever anything that another adult would say to an adult. But I mean, I'm used to kids making comments about how tall I am or my appearance or anything like that. And so it's just like I just felt like I kept it positive, and I think kids really know that. Like, they see that, and it kind of, they're like, oh, well, it didn't bother her. Okay. It's just like I don't know, and I feel like they wouldn't, I feel like they could kind of learn from that and kind of learn how to be positive in any situation too, and so I feel like I did that too. So as just an altogether evaluation, I really enjoyed Belmont, and yeah, I'm really sad to go. On my last day, I was telling my supervisors that I was sad. I learned a lot from those kids and their perspectives and their backgrounds, and yeah, it really gave me a different perspective. I remember even telling my roommates or my mom, after a day of volunteering, like I would come home and just feel kind of refreshed because you have that new perspective and you kind of just realize what matters most, and you get out of your own little box and your own little world and your own little worries. And so, yeah, that was really nice to do. Just nice to do something nice for other people in general, and be able to help and be there. And who doesn't love a bunch of energetic, rambunctious kids that climb all over you and hug you? But yeah, and then, so I really felt like applying my interpersonal skills to volunteering kind of integrated my better active listening and conflict resolution. Those were my goals, but like those characteristics into my life as a whole, instead of just like, oh, this is what we're learning in ALEC. It was more of like, oh, this actually applies to me and I can use this, and like you can definitely use active listening and organization and conflict resolution in any area of your life. And so that was nice to see that those were like carrying over into all aspects of my life. And so, yeah, I really liked the volunteering experience as a whole, the service learning. Yeah, I really, really liked it.